Greetings, industry colleagues. We would like to extend a warm welcome to our fourth quarter webinar. My name is Vanessa Rajaji from Financial Advisors and Intermediaries Department at the FSCA. And today I'm joined by my colleague, Fortune Muregu. Today's topic will be covering lapsing of experience and dormant financial service providers. As the authority, through our engagements with the industry, we have noted that there's a need to discuss lapsing of experience and dormant financial service providers. And we've understand that this has created a lot of confusion in the industry, and we are here to clarify all the confusion that you might have. This webinar will be divided into two sections. We'll have part A and part B. So part A will focus on lapsing of experience, and part B will focus on dormant financial service providers. So in terms of section 16, subsection 1 of determination of fit and proper requirements, Board Notice 194 of 2017 stipulates that the experience gained by an FSP or a representative lapse when the FSP or representative has not rendered the particular financial product in respect of a particular financial product relevant to a particular category of FSP for a period of 5 consecutive weeks. And section 16, subsection 2 stipulates that the experience gained by a key individual lapses when the key individual has not managed or oversee the rendering of a particular financial product in respect of a particular category of FSP for a period of 5 consecutive years. So today we'll be addressing all the questions that emanated from various engagements with the industry. And today I'll be here with my colleague Fortune to provide answers to those questions. Fortune, once again, welcome to today's session.
Greetings, Vanessa and the industry colleagues. Thank you.
Welcome, Fortune. So we'll kick on with part A, and part A will be focusing on lapsing of experience. Fortune, what does it mean to have your experience lapsed?
Thank you, Vanessa. It means that an FSP, key individual or representatives experience lapses if they have not provided a financial services for a specific product over a 5 consecutive years or more. Let me just give you an example. If the key individual or representatives stops practicing or rendering financial services or switches from financial service industry to another industry or sector for a period of 5 consecutive years or more, the experience will be considered lapsed. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that detailed answer and the example that you gave. I hope it does clarify the confusion that our industry colleagues have. So what will be the consequences on an FSP that has not provided any financial services for the 5 consecutive years?
Okay. The consequences concerning the period in which the financial services provider has not rendered or provided services in respect of particular financial product is that the experience gained during this period must be deemed to be null and void, since the experience was not gained truthfully and in line with the Act. Therefore, the experience gained during this period must be removed, and to avoid recurrence, the product must be removed also. In a case where the FSP has not rendered the financial services for 5 consecutive years on a particular product, the FSP should submit a profile change request to remove that particular product. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fortune. So what are the consequences on a representative that has not rendered services to a certain approved financial product for 5 consecutive years?
The authority will request the reason why the affected individual remains registered for the financial product, even though they are not currently rendering or have not rendered the financial services in respect of those products for 5 consecutive years. At the end, the alleged experience gained will have to be removed from the affected individuals. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fortune. Thank you so much for that detailed explanation. So what are the consequences on the key individual that has not managed or oversee the rendering of particular financial services in respect of a particular category of FSP for 5 consecutive years?
Okay. If a key individual has not managed or oversee the rendering of a specific financial services within a particular category of FSP for 5 consecutive years, their experience in that area is considered to have lapsed, meaning they are no longer deemed fit and proper to perform those functions for that particular category of FSP. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fortune. We've been talking about 5 consecutive years. So what does this 5 consecutive years time frame mean?
It means that if an FSP key individual or representative has not rendered financial services in a specific financial product category for 5 consecutive years, their experience in that area is considered to have been lapsed. A consecutive time frame of 5 years refers to a period of 5 years that follows one directly after the other without interruption. It is important to note that an authorized financial services provider must have a record of representatives and key individuals that is regularly updated and made available to the authority as and when required. This will assist the FSP in categorizing and monitoring of financial products that are rendered by each key individual or representatives. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Fortune. So in a case where the experience has been lapsed, is there a need for a supervision?
Yes, Vanessa. There is a need for a supervision of the affected individual since their experience has lapsed. An individual may need to be placed under supervision to regain the necessary expertise before he or she can be fully functional in that role.
Thank you, Fortune. So we are now going to bring in date of first appointment in today's topic. What is the date of first appointment in relation to key individual mean?
Okay. It is the first date on which a key individual was first approved by the authority to manage and oversee the rendering of financial services for any financial services provider in relation to a specific category or subcategory.
Can we also discuss a date of first appointment in relation to a representative as well?
Yes. It is the first date on which the representative was appointed by any financial services provider to render financial services in relation to a specific category or a subcategory.
Thank you, Fortune. So tell me, why is this date so important? Why is the date of first appointment so important?
Vanessa, this date is crucial for determining when a person's experience in a particular category began, which helps in assessing the competency requirements of an individual.
Thank you. So does the 5 consecutive years requirement have an impact on an individual's DOFA?
The answer will be no. An individual date of first appointment will not and cannot change where the person has left the industry or has not rendered financial services for a period exceeding 5 years. Meaning that even if an individual leaves the industry and decides to come back after 5 years or more, the date of first appointment will remain the same. It only impacts on the determination of whether an individual is compliant with the experience requirement or not, and it does not impact on the qualification or regulatory examination requirement.
Thank you, Fortune, so much for providing all those answers. So we are now done with part A, which was focusing on lapsing of experience. We'll now move to part B, which will deal with lapsing of, which will be dealing with the domain financial service providers. So Fortune, can we start by breaking the ice? What is a domain FSP?
This is an FSP that has not started to render financial services or has stopped rendering financial services for a certain period.
Now that we know what is the dormant FSP, how do we then determine that the FSP is dormant?
Okay. A license becomes dormant when an authorized financial services provider has not rendered any financial services.
So how long should an FSP be active during dormancy?
Yeah, good question, Vanessa. There is no prescribed limit. However, the authority may request that the financial service provider submit reasons as to why the license should remain active. The authority will then review the financial service provider's submission regarding their domain status and decide whether the license should remain active or be lapsed in accordance with Section 11(1)(c) of the FAIS Act, which states that a license lapses where the business of the licensee has become dormant. Let me give you an example. If an authorized financial services provider has been dormant for 5 consecutive years, the authority will remove the alleged experience gained during that period. And to prevent the possibility of recurrence or gaining of experience, the financial service provider's product may be removed too. As a result, the license will subsequently lapse. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that detailed answer and the example as well. So, Fortune, are there any consequences to any act of dishonesty or misrepresentation concerning the above 2 topics that we discussed today?
Yes, Vanessa. Section 167 of the Financial Sector Regulation Act grants the FSCA the authority to investigate, issue directive, and impose penalties or sanctions, such as fines, reprimands, or license suspension on those who violate a relevant financial sector law, such as FAIS Act. This allows the FSCA to take corrective action to ensure compliance and protect the financial sector integrity. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Fortune. We have come to the end of our webinar. So in closing, do you have any closing remarks?
Yes, Vanessa, just to highlight 2 points. Number 1, experience will lapse after 5 consecutive years if an FSP, key individual or representative has not rendered or managed the particular financial service in respect of a particular financial product category. Number 2, we encourage FSP to voluntarily lapse their license as soon as they become aware that they have no intention of offering the financial services. Keeping the license active when an FSP is actually dormant will require the FSP to comply with FAIS Act and other subordinate legislation, which may result in substantial financial burdens, e.g. compliance and finance cost. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Fortune. Thank you so much for answering all the questions that the industry colleagues had. As we are about to close, thank you so much to our industry colleagues for watching our webinar. Should you have maybe questions regarding this webinar, you are more than welcome to email us. Once again, thank you so much.
Thank you, Vanessa.